So I've had multiple videos hit over 100,000 views on YouTube. They took me tons of hours and hundreds of dollars to produce, and believe it or not, many of them didn't make me a single sale. Meanwhile, other videos with a fraction of the views were quietly bringing in consistent daily sales. The truth is, we've been sold the lie that more views automatically equals more revenue. But if your content isn't attracting the right audience, you're just burning time and money for nothing. So today I'm gonna show you how chasing more and more views will gradually destroy your business and what you need to focus on instead to attract more qualified leads while doing less work. First, welcome to my channel. I'm Sandra, and over here, I help female entrepreneurs sell their coaching programs, courses, and memberships with YouTube. So if that sounds like you, make sure to subscribe and you won't miss a single upload. Now we need to talk about why a video with way more views can actually lead to way less or zero sales. Because in theory, you would think that the more views you get, the more potential customers that are being exposed to your business, right? Well, to demonstrate why this happens, here are a couple of video examples on my main channel. This one titled 5 AI Side Hustles That Anyone Can Start has 425,000 views. And this one called Make $200 a Day Selling eBooks, No Tech Skill Required has 440,000 views. Can you spot the problem with these two videos when it comes to converting the viewers into customers? First, they're both incredibly broad topics that mainly attract people who are just exploring the idea of making money online. They're easy to consume and naturally pull in a much larger audience, but most of those viewers aren't necessarily my ideal client. They're usually still in the research phase, curious about what digital products they could create and side hustles they could pursue. But they're very early in the journey and not yet ready to invest in a paid program. So when those types of viewers are the ones primarily engaging with your content, YouTube takes that as a signal and starts recommending your videos to more people just like them, which means the algorithm keeps sending your content to viewers who are still exploring the topic rather than people who are actively looking to invest in a solution like yours. Now, to be clear, it's okay to have some beginner topics on your channel because that could be considered top of the funnel content that's used to attract new people. But the issue is it's very easy to continue targeting only these super broad topics when you see how many views and engagement they're getting. And this was the mistake I made. Instead, you need to balance that with middle and bottom of the funnel content to bring your viewers through a journey into your paid products. If you don't have that balance, you'll end up constantly chasing trends and only surface level topics that may grow your channel in terms of views and subscribers, but it can quietly train the algorithm to only send you the wrong people who will never buy. So how do you avoid this and ensure you're always targeting the right people? And by the way, I put together a guide on the 9 elements you need to optimize in your videos to ensure you convert your viewers into customers. You can grab that for free in the description box below. So there was a point where I didn't even know who I was creating content for anymore. Like I couldn't even envision who was on the other side of the screen watching my videos. And the reason this happens is because it is so easy to forget why you started posting content in the first place. And you start falling into the comparison trap with yourself and with other creators. First, when you upload a new video, YouTube is going to show you how well it's performing against your past 9 videos, and it will give it a score out of 10. This is based on the views, click-through rate, and watch time. And if you already have a channel, you know how easy it is to get fixated on this number and try to beat your last upload every time. Now, it's okay to use that number as an indication of how your audience is resonating with your video's packaging and what's getting them to click. That's good data to consider. But the problem was that I became obsessed with this number to the point that I was constantly trying to get more views with every upload, rather than taking a step back to see how my videos were performing for my actual business. So instead of focusing on leads and sales, you fall into this trap of running on a hamster wheel, trying to get more and more attention on your videos, regardless of who's watching, just so you can get that dopamine hit of seeing 1 out of 10 every time. And if that's not bad enough, you also start comparing your number of views to other creators in your niche. And you're tempted to continue targeting broad content just so you can catch up on the vanity metrics. And you end up making videos that aren't even relevant to your offer anymore. Eventually, I became so overwhelmed with trying to keep up with my own unrealistic expectations that I finally took a step back and analyzed what my viral videos were even doing for my business. And that's when I realized that the people who joined my email list from my viral videos were the least likely to purchase my paid products when I pitched them. And yet, a video like this one, titled "My New Etsy Shop Already Made 20 Sales, Here's How," where I walk through a specific framework I teach inside my Etsy ebook, didn't get nearly as many views as my viral videos, but it converted far better because it was attracting people who were further along in their journey and already looking for a structured framework to follow. This was a huge wake-up call for me that I was focusing on the wrong metrics, and I needed to re-identify who my target audience is. What are their deepest struggles, frustrations, and problems they're trying to solve right now? What can I help them with on a deeper level with my content and my offer? And so the only way to ensure you're always reaching the right people is to know exactly who you're speaking to. Develop a clear ideal viewer avatar and keep the description of them visible somewhere so you always have them in mind. And for every upload, instead of asking yourself, what should I post next? Try, what does my ideal viewer actually need from me right now? And I realized the only way to avoid this comparison trap and prioritize what truly matters for your business is to shift your identity on YouTube. For a long time, I was showing up on YouTube primarily as a creator, not as a business owner, without me even realizing it. And those two identities lead you to optimize for completely different things. When you see yourself as a creator, it's very natural to focus primarily on those performance metrics, like your views, subscribers, etc. You're constantly asking yourself, did this outperform my previous video? Did more people watch this one? And I started celebrating spikes in views without actually asking the more important question, which was, are these viewers even the people I built this business for? When your identity is tied to those numbers, every upload starts to feel like a personal test of your worth. If your video performs well, you feel like you're doing something right. And if it doesn't, it can feel like you somehow failed that week. But once I started shifting my mindset from creator to business owner, the way I evaluated my videos changed completely. Because the reality is that one qualified viewer who joins your email list, engages with your content, and eventually buys your offer is infinitely more valuable than thousands of passive viewers who will never take the next step with you. And once you start looking at your content through that lens and viewing YouTube as a marketing tool and traffic source for your business, you stop optimizing for attention and you start optimizing for alignment. So once you've made that identity shift, the real question becomes, how do you actually apply this every single time you sit down to plan a video? Now, to be clear, I'm not saying views are a bad thing. Of course, we want new people discovering our channel with every upload. Discoverability and growth absolutely matter, because if no one is seeing your content, then no one is entering your ecosystem. But the key difference is that every single video needs to have a clear purpose inside your business. It can't just exist to get attention. It needs to be connected to the bigger picture. And that bigger picture starts with 3 things you need to be crystal clear on before you even start planning your videos. First, you need to know what your paid offer actually is, whether that's a coaching program, a course, a membership, or a workshop, the transformation it provides, and who it's designed for. Second, you need to know exactly who that offer is for. In other words, who needs this the most and who is actively searching for this solution right now. And third, you need a lead magnet that helps move viewers from your videos onto your email list, which should be directly related to your paid offer. Because if your videos aren't naturally leading someone from the content to the freebie and eventually to your offer, then there's no real pathway for them to become a customer. And keep in mind that people will discover your channel at very different stages of their journey. Some people are just becoming aware of the problem that they have. Others already know the problem and are actively looking for solutions, and some are already comparing options and trying to decide who they want to learn from or buy from, which is why your content ideally should include a mix of top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel videos. Top of the funnel videos help new people discover you, middle of the funnel videos build trust, and bottom of the funnel speaks directly to your buyers. For example, let's say you have an online course that teaches parents how to help their babies sleep through the night. A top of the funnel video might be something like 5 reasons your baby keeps waking up at night. That attracts new parents who are trying to understand what's going on. A middle of the funnel video could be something like the biggest mistake parents make when sleep training. This helps shift their thinking and positions your method as the solution. And then a bottom of the funnel video might be how my 4-step sleep routine helps babies sleep through the night. That video speaks directly to parents who are ready to implement a structured approach. So before you post anything, run it through a simple filter. Does this attract my ideal buyer, lead to my freebie, and support my offer? If not, don't create it. Give this video a like and subscribe if it was helpful, and you can head over to this video next where I break down how to sell your digital products with YouTube when you're starting from scratch. So I'll see you there.